Welcome to the part 2 of the Voice Achievers Awards Business Forum 2015. Like every customary Nigerian program, this business forum kicked off on the right foot, which is prayers.
Lord God Almighty, that everything will be under your control in the name of Jesus.
Immediately after which, the organizer of this business forum, in the person of Pastor Elvis Iro, was called forward to come and jumpstart the program.
This young lady, she's born of Nigerian parents, studied in France, worked in UK, so I don't know how many languages she speaks now. She has done law, and she particularly took interest in immigration. She's looking into how families can be reunited within Europe. So kindly put your hands together and welcome for me tonight, Temi Babatunde.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, before introducing myself, I would like to thank Mr. Pastor Elvis here for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today and to share my experience. I would also like to thank my mother who's sitting here. My name is Ms. Temi Babatunde. I'm an immigration advisor in the United Kingdom. Marriage by proxy in the Netherlands is not allowed, but in the UK it's allowed, because once it's allowed in your country of origin, it's allowed in the United Kingdom. Just to let you know, the marriage by proxy is if you are scared to leave the Netherlands to get married because you are scared that it won't be possible for you to come back to the Netherlands or to come back to the European Union because they won't allow you to come back to the European Union, then you can give proxy to someone, a power of attorney, to get married in your place, in your state of origin. So the marriage is valid where you are living. So I also help people that do not wish to leave the United Kingdom to get married because they are scared. They feel that they won't be allowed to come back to get married by proxy. And once they got married, they can get a visa to stay with their family member. So basically, that's what I do.
Dutch lady with an African hat. She is an anthropologist. She is an investor. She has a business in Africa. She runs a company called Green Dream Company, and this she does with her partner. They also have a Dream Academy, and she has written a very interesting book that you've seen on display there. It's called Ubuntu, the Power of African Thinking.
Thank you very much for having me here and giving me the opportunity to be your guest and to tell you something about my experience in Africa. And I'm very happy with your introduction. To me, of course, it's very special to speak for you, people with an African background. Me being a white lady, it means something, that I'm speaking for an audience that knows much more about Ubuntu than I do. So that's quite a challenge for me. Africa is rising and doing good, and the Western countries are collapsing. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting point what is happening, because what you see is that something went wrong here completely. in the West. How can it be? We're living in the same age, living in the same time, and what is happening? And I started, I'm a corporate anthropologist as a background, and I started wondering, what is going on there? What is different? And what I saw was that there was a spirit hanging around with the people of hope, of togetherness, of happiness, of feeling rich one way or another. And a different approach of being rich than what I was raised with in the West. So I got fully engaged. I wanted to pick it out, what was going on there. And I found this concept of Ubuntu. I exist because of we. Where the West has a fully individual system, Africa has still got those community values, still got that feeling of connectedness, family focus. So, who is rich?
Do you want to know more about the concept of Ubuntu? Then I'll advise you to go online and order your own copy of the special book.
There's a lot, the Europeans have a lot. So while we're here, I just want us to say, you know what, learn a lot of things because they are structured. So we can take this thing and go back home, implement it, help other businesses to grow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you, Brother Pastor Arul, for inviting me to this evening. And a few years ago, I created a concept because there are a lot of busy women, men and women, and they also have to relax. But sometimes they go there for nails, there for a facial, so I put everything under one roof. I'm specialized in damaged skin, so scars, cellulite, etc. So if you have a problem, I also work with a few doctors. So if you have skin problems, you can ask me, and if I don't know the answer or the problem, I can send you to one of the clinics I'm working with.
It's such an honor to be here today. And as I stand here, I ask myself, what am I doing here? You know, I am in the midst of amazing people, and this young lady, you know, you're a lawyer, and it warms my heart to see that, you know, you're doing so much for the African community. What I would like to do today, in my own way, is to literally just share my experience. Like Pastor Elvis said, I'm only 23 years old. I am Nigerian, full Nigerian, born and raised. I moved to the Netherlands thanks to my mom at 16 years old. I started international business and management in Amsterdam, you know, as African parents. So that you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, or you're a disappointment. So I didn't want to be a disappointment, okay? So in high school, I was studying to be a doctor, but then when I came here, I realized that's not something I see myself doing, actually. You know, I love doing this, I love business, I love interacting with people, and to be honest, I'm terrified of blood. The company I currently work at, and that's called Aside Software Services, and what they do is they provide document control and document management solutions to companies in the oil and gas and construction engineering industry. So we are looking at the likes of Shell, you know, so the major multinationals, Qatar Petroleum, you name it. And we also do construction engineering. So at the time I was looking for an internship, not knowing whether or not I would continue my study. Long story short, I got the internship. As the same day I got there, I got an internship. At 18 years old, I started working there. I finished my school, and after my graduation, I got offered a full-time job to be the sales manager. Wow. And I would just like to highlight, because like Pastor Elvis said, you need to inspire people. I would like to highlight what it is that I have done, because I really had to evaluate my life. You know, so what have I done to get from that 16-year-old confused person to hear. And there are 4 things I realized, and this is for me very, very personal, so it might be different from for anyone else. And my goal here is to be able to inspire someone. I don't know, you know, we're all adults here, and I feel so intimidated, but if I can inspire your kids, if I can inspire your sisters or your cousins to look to me and say, well, if she can do it, they can do it as well, then I feel like my job has been accomplished here. There are 4 things. And the first thing is circumstance. The first thing is circumstance, right? The second thing, opportunities. Okay? The third, choices. And then the 4th is your support system. In my definition, circumstance is events, situations that has happened in your life that you have no control over, right? So where you come from, you have no control over that. Are you an immigrant? That's a circumstance. Are you an orphan? You have no parents. You couldn't help that, right? Were you born into a home with a single parent? My mom, yes, I was. That's my circumstance. And I feel like we as Africans, we have so many circumstances, we have so many things that are working against us and our success. But I would like to highlight how I use my circumstance to get to where I am. When I meet people from European descent, and I say to them, okay, my name's Antonia. I'm like, oh, where are you from? I said, Nigeria. And I've had a conversation with them, so they've obviously heard my accent. I don't have a thick Nigerian accent. They're like, oh, really? And as soon as I say that, I can just see them thinking Boko Haram, HIV/AIDS, corruption. It's almost as if they do not expect goods to come out from the nation. My country is a beautiful country with intelligent people, talented people. What are you being ashamed of? Embrace that. All the things that I've achieved, which I think are small, if I can do it, you can do it.
My dear mom. Oh wow. Yes, I call her mom. You know why I call her mom. She's so special. I always tell her she's a fighter. This woman has gone through so much in enjoying her life. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, and for many, when such news comes, it looks like a death sentence. But for her, with her faith in God and with a strong family system around her, she fought and won. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. She fought and won. Not only have she won the battle against breast cancer, but she has initiated a foundation to help other women, particularly women of color who most of the time are ashamed to talk about it or to expose it, and many times they just die in silence. So tonight, kindly put your hands together as I welcome Kamalita Hamens.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank God that I'm standing here. I want to thank my children, Pastor Elvis, and the team of my organization. They are not here tonight, but I want to thank them.
They'll be here tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow they will be here. I'm 56 years old, and I've got breast cancer in like 4 years ago. I thought I'm not gonna make it, but the man upstairs told me, I have something for you in common. But during my process, I saw that our colored ladies are not open to talk about this disease. It's like a taboo under our people. That's why I got this organization, Mama Care Body and Mind, to help our ladies and to tell them they are not alone. They are Yes, we are here to talk about it, to give information, and to help them through this. That is what the organization is doing here in Holland, in Suriname, and over a few months in the Caribbean also.
I want to encourage you and thank you for what you've just done, because we need to create awareness for this. My husband suffered of cancer too, but glory be to God, he survived, the only surviving person in his family. So I'm very happy that she's out here, because many people will have cancer and they will tell you that they died of witchcraft or something else.
Yeah.
So yes, they don't want to accept that. So I really thank you for this, and I pray that God will continue to give you many more years.
I'm actually an OB gynecologist, and I live in the U.S. And I spoke with her earlier. I give many lectures about breast cancer, breast awareness, and I just wanted to applaud her that she actually put together this organization. Many of you don't know that African Americans, we get breast cancer younger, and we die of it faster. And there are many reasons why that happens, but one key reason is awareness. So if we don't know to go get our screening, we may not have access to screening, we may stick our head in the sand if we get diagnosed. So I thank you. 1 in 8, and there's nothing that you can do or pray or not eat or run or jump. Don't smoke, but 1 in 8 women will get this diagnosis. And so if you know that it's a possibility, if you have a loved one, if you have a family member or a coworker or whatever, please, tell them that if they are of age or if they have family who've had it, go please get screening if they have access to the screening, because they could save their life. If we could catch it earlier, you may live longer. If we catch it late, you die.
Something we all need to come together to do. Because I told you last month, my organization had a seminar on breast cancer, and I make sure the people we invited, they come with their husbands, because breast cancer is for women, breast, but men do go through it. And we taught them how to support their wives when they still come, because a lot of women that went through this process, the husband end up leaving them. Because once you go through cancer, your body reacts in a different way completely. A wife you were yesterday is not a wife you're going to be tomorrow. The man doesn't understand it. What I'm trying to say now is, in the black culture, it's a taboo to talk of a lot of things that concerns health problem. Yeah. Because when you tell you must start learning how to feel yourself, is why should you do that? Are you not playing with yourself? You got it. People don't understand what you're going through, and we need to start learning how to enlighten our people, most especially the black ones. Because white people, they don't wait for the find out something. But we black people, we have this pride in us. I don't want my neighbor to know what is wrong with me. Yes. Because you feel they're going to use you as the talk of the day. Yes. So I am urging all women here, please, let us come together, because cancer is not a child's play.
So this year, with my committee, we decided that we're going to focus on women. So that's why you are seeing a lot of women. We will be honoring men for too long, and they are disappointing us. So let's celebrate women. So Mrs. Elfrida Akins is the founder of Smiles Dental Foundation, an organization that she set up to cater for the dental needs of the people in Nigeria, and particularly in Port Harcourt, where she's resident with her husband.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy that I'm speaking whilst you're eating, because I am a dentist and I know your teeth are about to go to work. Some of you will eat very well. Some of you will eat with caution, because you know what is inside of your mouth. My name is Elfrida. I am a dentist. I was born in Ghana. I live in Nigeria. Recently, I did complete my specialist training and I became an orthodontist. The reason being that I have a passion, and where I was practicing at the time, we didn't even have one orthodontist. So I want to address not only the young, but also the older, because when I went back to school, I was over 40 years old, and I was in school with young people, but I came out far above the young people, to the glory of God. And not too long ago, I went back to school again to do a master's in public health. And once again, I was with new graduates, or with people my children's age. And I came out the best graduating student in the class. I say this to the glory of God. And I say this to inspire those of you who have had dreams. And you say, oh, I'm too old. My children are in school. I can't go back. I tell you, with God on your side, you can do it. I don't believe in impossibility. I believe in God. And God says nothing is impossible with Him. Recently, I have a mother in the Lord, and it was in Florida that she turned to me and she said, if I give you she just out of the blues, she turned to me and she said, if I give you a toothbrush, what will you do with the toothbrush? And I told her, I said, Mom, if you give me a toothbrush, I will use your toothbrush I will give your toothbrush out to people free of charge, and I will educate them. Because in Africa, we have a problem with dental awareness. We talk a lot about medicine. We don't talk too much about dentistry. And so people believe that all we do is just to remove people's teeth. So they come to you in the clinic and they tell you, they say, take my tooth out. And you tell them, we can do something to your tooth. They say, no, just take my tooth out. And so I realized, because I've practiced for 26 years now, that we have a problem. We don't understand how to take good care of our teeth. We don't even understand the use of our teeth. So once our tooth is aching, we say, take it out. And so I told her, I said, I would like to create some good oral health awareness in Nigeria. She said, are you sure? I said, I am so sure. And so she gave me toothbrushes. She gave me toothpaste. She gave me dental floss. I called my colleagues together. I said, let's go. And we started from right where we live, which is Port Harcourt in Rivers State, Nigeria. We went out there as specialists. We educated the public. We checked out their teeth. We told them what they needed. And I told them, I said, if we have a further dream, we are going to give free dental treatment to all those who need it and cannot afford it. And then we went to the rural areas. And we realized that it wasn't dentistry that they needed more than that. And so my foundation, which is called Smiles Dental Foundation, became a foundation for all. We believe in putting smiles on faces of people. I went to one village, I saw the poverty. Our friend here was telling us about poverty, but there is poverty in Nigeria. We saw the poverty, we saw the lack of shelter, we saw the lack of education, we saw the lack of food. We saw the medical needs, and we had to start all over again and rethink about our passion. And we began to educate orphans. We began to help their caregivers. We began to give them free medical checks and free medical treatment, all from well-meaning individuals and from our own pockets, all to the glory of God.